If you want to know why you dey feel the way they feel inside your mind, inside your brain, and generally why things dey the way they around you, Mind Clinic na the radio program we go teach you how to deal with all different types of stress and other things wey person dey go through. On top Mind Clinic, you fit talk about mind matter wey concern you directly or the one wey no even concern you directly.
It's indeed a very great day to be alive, the 23rd day in the month of September 2020. It's time for the Mind Clinic. Every Wednesday at 8 o'clock, we bring you issues. We bring you different topics regarding mental health, and we bring clarity to them, encouraging you to hang in there. Do not give up just yet. There is always light at the end of the tunnel. My name is Victor Pepple. As usual, the very gracious Chierugo Densi is always on the show.
Hello, Victor.
Good morning to you.
I like the introduction. Get me going.
Good morning. How's your night?
Good. It was good.
All right. So what are we talking about today?
So today, to round up our conversation on workplace and mental health, we're going to be looking at finances and mental health. It's something we live and breathe. So many of us, we need it to exist. So we look at it, and we look at it in relation to our mental health.
Great
and how
stuff.
we can stay financially and mentally healthy.
How we can stay financially and mentally healthy. Finance and mental health is what we will be looking at on the show today. And no better person to help us with this discussion other than an investment expert and senior partner at Fifth Carson Incorporated. McKelvin Jude Ose is our guest on the show. We're glad to have you join us.
Thank you very much, Victor. I'm Chinyere. Hi, good morning.
Morning. All right. So we're going to kick it off with our basic definition, because I know when we talk about finance, it's more than just money.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's a little bit more broad. I don't know, so we'd have the expert tell us. So, what is finance? When we talk about finance, what are we talking about?
Oh yeah, the truth is it's really not far-fetched, right?
Okay.
So finance, as it's where, and as I usually define it, is just the prudent means of managing money or an investment, literally.
Okay.
Yeah.
Managing
So beyond just money, right? Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
So the prudent way of managing all of these together is finance.
Okay, so prudent way of managing our money and managing our investment is basically finance.
Yeah.
Okay, great. For a lot of people, making money and managing money is what our adulthood is made up of. We need to survive because of money. We need money to do so many things. And for a lot of people, this can be quite stressful, especially when you don't have enough money to meet your demands, or when you don't have enough money to do the things that you need to do. But when it comes to managing and investing our money, what from your point of view and people that you work with, what have you seen to be the major sources of stress in dealing with finances?
So, Chinyere, the virtue of just being alive puts pressure on us all and expenses. Like we literally need to pay bills every day of our life.
Yeah.
But most importantly, though, some of the stress, that comes with, all of things will definitely be, debt.
Yes.
Going to find yourself in some, job debt, like job loss, medical bills, or simply just being generous. Funny enough, just being generous in spending, your spending habits, can actually put stress into your finances. And also, can you imagine people going through more like a subconscious effort trying to just impress people. People who really do not care about you. You don't know that most of these pressures just put a lot of stress into absolutely. So, yeah.
So like going out of our way to almost like impress people and show that we have money and we're made. can actually be a source of stress to most people.
Yes, it is. It is. Yeah. And living in a world of social media these days, people just want to people and all of that. So, yeah.
And you said most people don't actually care. Like, you really don't have to spend unnecessarily if it's not within your budget and if it's not something that you can, because most people actually don't care about some of these things. You talked about debt in Nigeria, and I wonder, are we are we more of spenders or savers? I don't know. What are Nigerians like when it comes to managing finance?
Well, as against popular, knowledge, truth is, Nigerians are literally both. We are big spenders. We are also big savers. Can you imagine that as of 2020, just last month here, Nigerians have literally kept over 36 trillion in banks. Like, even, just there lying down. And of course, low yield impacted. 36 is a lot of money, But at the same time, we're also spending big. So we have a mixture of both.
That's good. Well, I just know that in as much as we spend, we still have a habit of saving, and I'm hoping that it's the majority of people that are also falling within this bracket of spending and saving. Because you don't want to work all your life just to save your money, and then you don't want to also work all your life just to, not spend your money.
Yeah,
so,
true that.
We know that they're like guiding principles when it comes to making and saving money or managing our finances. Can you please just walk us through it so that the person listening understands how to strike a balance in taking care of their expenses?
Yeah, especially in Nigeria, it can be very daunting to want to speak to some of the principles.
Yeah.
The basic principles, to managing your finance. But however, it's not literally peculiar to. It's not as peculiar to. The way it is to me is different to you,
Okay.
The basics will be just understanding, how to organize your finances.
Okay.
So literally knowing exactly where your finance is coming from, where your money is coming from, and if you have to spend it, how do you track? Literally so that it puts you in check. To know exactly if you're spending so much than you earn, or you are literally saving, less than you earn. So two will be, just being prudent with your money. Or some people would say, spend less than you earn. Usually people literally get into debt even before they have access to the money they want to spend. So by the time the funds come in and you start settling debt and all of that, you are literally left with zero. And then it brings you back to a vicious cycle of not having at all. So the third, I would say, would be learning how to say no to unbudgeted expenses. Everybody is guilty of that. I am guilty. Sometimes I see that fancy online, especially now that we are making shopping online, looking cool and
and I feel like this guys will target us. They wait for us, then they show us those nice things.
Exactly. These days, sometimes you're just thinking of something, right? And the next thing you're seeing it on your phone.
I know.
And you'll be like, okay, is this the Lord speaking to me? Okay. There is a deal. And then you'll be like, okay, this is here, let me buy this.
Oh my goodness, yes.
By the time you buy 1, 2, 3, you're really deepening into your expenses, and this is not
exactly. Yes.
And another will be, Nigerians need to learn to pay attention to taxes.
To what?
To taxes.
Okay.
Taxes.
Okay.
Taxes. So after 2018, when the financial policy was amended, if you remember, the taxes, the VAT was at 5%. And the amendment got increased it by 2.5%. Now VAT is about 7.5%. So if you literally spend, for example, say 300 naira on bread every morning, prior to 2018. So from 2018, 2019, you are buying 300 naira bread for 350 or 370. And those who buy 500 naira are buying for 600. So just like that, things are increasing. If you look at also what is happening right now, the federal government is trying to increase the IGR, and then they are placing taxes on literally everything. So if you collect your salary, for those who are salary earners, for example, you get your salary, and then from your salary, a tax is deducted from it. Yeah. And now it's paid into your bank account. For receiving the money, there is a stamp duty on it. Now you want to now spend the same money, there's a stamp duty on it for the withdraw your money. And then you are buying stuff, taxes are placed on it and all of that. And when you look at the recent one they've just done, it has always been in our policy on housing, renting houses and all of that. So if you are looking forward to moving or buying a house, now government is demanding that there is a tax accrued to that. So if you are renting about a mini flat, instead of paying just your rent, your agents and agreements, you are having to pay 0.75% for government tax for renting your own house. So all of these, we have to be, a bit careful and pay attention to them so that we plan about how we spend and just not put ourselves under undue pressure.
Yeah.
Another will be
those small costs that come together to make quite a big impact on our finance.
Exactly. Another will be we learn to invest the money, or just put the money to work for you. Because at the end of the day, you want to earn as much than you spend. But if you just spend on one string, the truth is it's beside us. It's beside us. Then it literally has a way of affecting our mental health.
Yeah, exactly.
All right. I want to come into the conversation now. You talked about unplanned expenses. So most times you wake up in the morning and you get a call from a very dear friend or family members who needs your help very urgently. You did not even plan. Do you get what I mean? And in certain circumstances, you can't even say no. That's on one hand. I want you to touch on that. And secondly, when you talk about investment, yes, a lot of people do not even know how to go about investment properly. And so they put their money in, money doubling schemes, some of these Ponzi's, and it ends up badly most of the times. And this leads to a breakdown in their mental health. I want you to also touch on that as well.
Okay. So for unexpected expenses, your family calls. So the truth is, a mentor always tells me that problems keep coming. They're never resolved. But as much as possible, you need to, you have to plan to either have some certain funds accrued to emergencies like that. Especially if you find yourself in a family whereby you have a lot of siblings, you have a lot of needs or demands from folk. You need to either have that plan, but if you do not have, you cannot give what you don't. And when you make people urgencies become yours, you tend to push yourself and slide into a depressive mode. Especially if you are a nice person, and then you want to help, but then you do not have it. You put yourself in undue pressure, trying to prove that you are Jesus Christ, but you are not. All right. But as much as possible, also if it's a friend, try. This is what I do for myself. When I don't have, I tend to recommend them to different fintech lending apps who can literally give them the funds they need at the time. And for those that require any form of guarantor, I tell them, use me as guarantor. That way, I am not saying no. I am providing to solving that problem. Mental state, you know, I do that conscious. So as for the one on investment, the truth is, investment is quite dicey, you know, and there are different financial instruments out there. While a lot of people may want to shy away from the conventional ones, which are like your bond, you know, the money market, and some of these the returns are literally crumbs, and this is predominantly, you know, because of the cost of operations by some of these financial institutions. Imagine bonds at 8% annually on your capital, you know, while it's relatively safe, you know, and then your funds are safe, you can have access to them like as a friend due. But then again, the return is quite low. If you look at money market is at about 4.25% return annually. 4.25% is come, as it were. If you look at treasury bills, or some people call it T-bills, T-bills return is about 3.19%. As at August 30th last month here. So you can not really be, especially those who don't have enough capital to be patient enough to have their interest accrue reasonably to what they can spend. I would rather advise that they should use some of those funds to diversify, you know, get into other businesses that can, you know, make you some funds at the end of every month. Or have access to a financial institution that could advise you on private equity placement. So what are private equity placements? Private equity placement is a way of different types of businesses raising funds just before they are listed in the stock market. So that whenever they are getting listed in the stock market and the stock increases, you earn more because during the stages of the private equity placement, the stocks are cheaper. So you can buy as many units as possible. So when it increases, you earn a lot more money. Hello?
Yes.
Yeah, we have.
Yeah. So basically, I think that on investment, people should just pay attention to that as much as possible. If you're not a business person, if you cannot start up a business and just grow your business, put your money somewhere that they can either help you trade and make more money for you.
Yeah.
All right, so we have our first message from Dara Simi, no location. Dara says, can being in debt cause depression?
Are you kidding? Okay, should I? Of course. Yeah. That, it will. In fact, some people, it leads to people taking their life today. You know, most especially if
but how do you owe someone and take your life? That's wickedness. On a lighter note.
Because the truth is, when you have a lot of expenses and then a debt is on it, and then you do not have any bearing as to how to pay that, and still keep living life, and then, you know, spending all those days. Come on. If you can't keep it together, because we can, doesn't mean other people can't too. We all have different strengths in handling, you know, some of these things and these pressures that comes with just being alive. You know, some people cannot. So at the end of the day, for those who can't help themselves, I have seen cases in Abuja, basically, people taking their lives because they cannot be up with one in repayment of the basically. So yes, it causes the
Yes, I'm just going to add, even more than depression, it can cause other mental health challenges. people dealing with anxiety sometimes as a result of you owing someone. You feel like some people might start to develop insomnia. A lot of people might go into like substance use to deal with the stress of getting the calls or thinking about constantly being on debt. So beyond depression, I think I like what Jade said, that the moment these things can happen when someone feels like they don't have the money to pay back or they don't have the resources to pay back, and then the person who you borrowed the money from maybe kind of starts becoming on your back and starts putting pressure on you. It can actually result into different things. Different things can happen as a result of that pressure because you don't have any means to relieve that stress.
Sure that.
All right. And another one from Osemedua says, how does lack of finance affect the family, and what are the common causes of financial problem?
How does lack of finance affect family? It does. It does. It does. So, I mean, in a family, everybody has needs. You want to have food on your table. You want to pay for. You want to pay for clothing. Basically, the basic necessities of life. In an event that you cannot meet up with that, if families have been broken, marriages have been broken because of this. Lots of things that happen because either the father or the head of the cannot provide for the family. So it causes laws, it causes the finance, the inability to meet up some of this causes the Are you there?
Yes,
we're still here.
Yes. So basically, that's it. I mean, as much as possible, men, women, family needs to find ways to work together to ensure that there is some inflow from that keeps them together to avoid some of these circumstances.
Yeah.
And final one here, how do I cope with financial stress? I lost my job due to the COVID-19. I've not got a new one. My current account is going down. I have bills to pay. The stress is just too much. How do I cope?
Yeah, that's a lot of people's
right now, especially with the whole pandemic, the effect of the pandemic and all. I am really sorry about that. The truth is, again, while the guy or the was working, how well are they, in their investment? How deliberate are they in investing their money, just in case, issues like this come up. Because right now, job security is literally a dream for a lot of people. You are not sure if you're going to keep your job the next 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 months. So what are you doing with the revenues that come with, the one you have now? Like I said, as much as possible, invest some percentage of the income that you receive right now, especially those who a job now, please. Invest as much as possible from the revenue, just in case you do not take that job tomorrow. I really feel sad for this person. But however it is, whatever you have right now in your account, find a way to add some percentage, some form of percentage or interest, either out of the business, especially within the essential service industry, where people need what they can do right now, time, so that you can keep having returning customers. Just you can get your feet back up and then maybe invest in other things that can take more time. So that is what I would advise. attractive. Invest in something that people can consume right now so that they can keep coming back for the same service so you can quickly turn over.
All right, then, in wrapping up the conversation, Chinyerugo.
Yeah, I mean, you mentioned some of the principles of making and managing finances earlier, and I wanted to know if you could please, for those that might be tuning in now, or those that are trying to follow up with the conversation, just briefly give us those pointers again, and that's what we're going to use to wrap up the conversation.
The pointers are about faith. So you have organize your finances, or just find a way to track your expenses. Two will be prudent with your money. In other ways, spend less than you earn. The third will be learn how to say no to unexpected expenses. First will be pay attention to taxes. Plan for the unexpected, like the rainy day. And please invest.
Yeah. Excellent. Thank you for that.
All right, then. We'd like to get the number to call for psychological support, as well as the email to send messages to.
Okay, great. So to reach out to us at Neem Foundation for psychological support, the number to call is 0706 062 5054. I'm going to call that again. 0706 062 5054. Just send us a message or call us and we'll get back to you. You can also reach us on social media, on Instagram. It's Neem Sanctuary, NEEMSANCTUARY. Send us a DM, send us a message. We'll be contacting you immediately.